What's up guys, in today's video I just wanted to give you an update on the past 2 weeks of my beat selling because, well, a lot's happened, a lot of decisions have been made on my behalf which I think could benefit you as a beat seller. Again, this is whole part of the $10,000 beat selling challenge that I am on. The reason why it's been very interesting is because it's been a right roller coaster on the sales front and also on the engagement front as well. There's a couple of things that I've changed in terms of the website, how I want to market my beats going forward, so I want to discuss that with you in this video. I do have some very specific videos talking about certain factors individually coming up in the next couple of weeks to really talk about them a lot more in depth, but this video is a little bit more of a summary because again I haven't been uploading these vlogs, you could call it, as much as I should have. And again, we are all beat makers on the grind and I always want to try and stay transparent with you as possible, so with that comes updating you as much as possible on my movements. So if you are new to this channel, by the way, smash that subscribe button right now as it is the best way to support the channel. And let's dive into the analytics on my Mac. Let's talk about the past 2 weeks and what it has been like for me as a beat seller. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show is my plays for the last 14 days, and they are as follows: 4,186 plays, which I think for what the growth of my channel is normal. If I look at 30 days, it is about double that, which would suggest that the views are very consistent, the same. The reason why that is because of the amount of consistency of beats I'm uploading. I've had a lot of questions from you guys on my Instagram recently. By the way, if you want to ever ask me questions about beats, follow me on Instagram at Joe Gautry. But with that quick shameless plug out the way, the reason why everything's staying consistent in what I feel the reason is because of my consistency uploading beats. I'm uploading beats 5 times a week, Monday to Friday at the moment. I actually want to upload 7 beats a week. That is something that I'm thinking about, how I can do better and improve on what I'm doing from a plays point of view. But the plays have been good, and this whole point kind of ties into one of the decisions that I've made against a new decision I made a couple of weeks ago. So if you watched my vlog on beat selling from a couple of weeks ago, you would have known that I decided to push the pro page instead of a website for a bit. Again, it was always going to be a test. What that means though is when I was doing email marketing, when I was doing Instagram messaging, everything was being pushed to my pro page. Yet after the 2 weeks, and this is really painful, even 2 weeks after, the pro page still didn't get as many views as my website. As you can see down here, my player, this is because I use Blaze players for my website, they still got more views in the past 14 days than my pro page did, and I was pushing all my traffic to the pro page, which even though I did a lot of surveys where I asked you guys, I asked artists, I asked my email marketing what people preferred, if they preferred the beat store or the player, unfortunately the data doesn't lie. Even though the majority of you said the pro page seemed better, it's actually the website which is getting more interactions. So I'm going back on that and I'm going back to using my website, which you can see here, which again is Wix. I really want to do a video for you guys showing you how to actually make a website. I think part of the reason why it's been working so well for me, this website, is because I've been able to create things like this, which is a really nice, simpler layout. So it's easier for people to find the beats they want. Where on a pro page, I feel like sometimes I tried out for myself trying to find some of my own beats I made, and it was a little bit harder. Where on here, I want to add more categories to this because I actually do have a lot more. I've actually started making a lot more R&B type beats, and you know, I feel like there's probably a lot more pop rock beats as well that I could probably make, so I enjoy doing that to increase the catalogue. So with that in mind, I do think the website's the way forward. The only thing that I will say is at the moment my license description on here isn't good enough because I made a beat sale the other week and the beat sale took a while to go through because the guy had a lot of questions about licenses. And the question I ask myself is, why is this happening? And I don't see that as a problem, I see it as an opportunity, because next time I go to make a beat sale now, if I have the license info a lot more accessible and a lot more clear, then it makes the process of a customer buying a beat a lot easier. So again, like, even though that's a problem that the licensing info on my website hasn't been good, is also an opportunity to make my website a lot more user-friendly. So that's with that. So that was decision. So when it comes actually to beat sales, you're wondering how much I've made in the past 2 weeks. Well, I've made $505 in beat sales, including a $120 discount. And this actually, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I've just had a very, very good past couple of days because if we actually look at my stats for March, I made a sale right at the start, a $15 basic license, and then I've had nothing for the whole of this month up until the weekend, where I made a $250 Beats sale on the Sunday, and then on the Monday I made a $240 Beats sale, which is mental. So that's $490 of Beats sales, probably in 24 hours. And I was jumping for joy, to be honest. I was buzzing that day because I've never had that happen before. One of them was a negotiation deal, as you can see here, and the other one, very interesting, was someone bought 3 of the unlimited licenses for $120 with the buy one get one free, which also leads me on very perfectly to one of the things that I did, which is going to shock you massively, but I actually raised my prices. When I'd had hardly any sales, I did $15 Beat sale, but if we were to go back further, I've only made like 2 Beat sales in the past 3 weeks, and that for me is a problem. Instead of lowering my prices, I decided to raise my prices. I raised them on the Wednesday, and 4 days later, I've had the best 24 hours I've ever had as a Beat seller, which is really interesting, but it all ties into a book I've been reading recently on money and wealth. And I'm not going to be one of them YouTubers who reads one book on business and thinks he's a business guru, but one of the biggest points that they made in the book is how you determine your price determines how people perceive almost your skill or your ability. So even though I've been tactically having my prices slightly lower than the market average, one thing I think that might actually be doing is make my beats a little bit less credible, or I'm actually deterring the people who want to spend a lot of money on beats. So what I did is I actually raised the value of my beats, and psychologically people who hopefully view the beats might think that it's actually a higher quality just for the price. Obviously they've got to listen to it and still love it, but I can tell you now, I've never sold 2 unlimited licenses in one order. I've never in 24 hours had such a big income, and that was from doing that. So again, you can think about that. That may be something you can address. I know it's a really nervy thing, raising your prices, because you think it could have the opposite effect, but I just tried it. I'm just telling you, and that worked. Which leads me on to the last thing that I have done in the past couple of weeks on the Beat Store. And again, that is trying to add value to what I'm doing and upping the production quality on my beats. And it's very simple. And the best example I can give you is this beat here. So if I click on it to watch it, I now have an intro. Just like that. Really cool. And there's going to be a video coming later this week on how I made that intro using Canva. So stick around for that and smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed so you don't miss that video. But I basically just did it so it just makes it seem a little bit more professional. And also sticking this in here just before as well. So reminding people before they listen to the beat that they can subscribe to the channel. And also if they enjoy the following beat that they are about to listen to, it encourages me even more to maybe go back to start and check out the website here. I just thought it just adds a little bit more quality to the videos rather than just what I've been doing in the past. Which we could have a look at is just it playing straight away like that. And yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to in the past couple of weeks. Other than the fact that I'm going to be honest with you guys, Airbit for me, if you're an Airbit user and you're doing well, really happy for you, because I have not had the same feeling. Mutual, I've been uploading all my beats onto Airbit for the catalog, mainly for the content ID, but I have not been getting any sales, if I'm being honest, and I upload every day. Even some days I get spikes, but the spike is literally 26 plays, which is not a lot. I've had 3 downloads in this whole time period since the 14th of February, and it just doesn't feel like it's working. And I actually recently spoke to a producer who does very well for himself on Airbit. I won't name him in case he didn't want to be mentioned, but basically he was actually telling me how many sales he gets just from the algorithmic, or just, you know, you upload a beat, it goes on the marketplace, someone finds and buys it, that kind of sale. Zero marketing involved. And I was very, very shocked at how many sales he said he got, considering how many views he gets. So yeah, Airbit for me, I'm not sold. One thing I am doing though is I'm actually getting myself on Soundy as well. I've created an account, haven't got any beats uploaded yet, so that's something for a future video. Let's see how we get on with Soundy.